Good evening, friends and family. It's B the Alchemist, my fellow alchemist. Hey, Alchemist family. I was just listening to a podcast that really, really touched my soul parts. And I just want to give my little, not my little, but get my good 2 cents in on it. In society and in life, a lot of people spend a lot of energetic effort and investment and energy into the tangible aspects of life. They put a lot of energy and effort into making money, how much money they want to make, their status, how they appear in the world, how they appear in society, in circles, in groups, and things like that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I mean, everything within moderation and within balance. And they want to be fashionable and stylish and have all the latest, hottest drip and all of that. I get it. I have even fallen, and I've even fallen to, these things at some point or another on my journey. But what I realized that a lot of people that I came across and that I grew up observing and I got to experience, who was focused on stuff like that, like just a lot of superficial, materialistic aspects of life. And don't get me wrong, because I'm an earth sign. I'm a Capricorn. I know all about the earthly pleasures and the earthly things and treasures. I know all about it. But I've also always been connected to my soul and my spirituality. So a lot of people left a bad taste in my mouth because they were so overly superficial and materialistic and just, overly concerned and invested in the tangible aspects of life. And I'm just like, that's all you working with? That's all you got? Like, what we gonna talk about? Like, okay, after all that's done and over with, you know what I'm saying? I've been looked down upon for not having enough, not being enough, not looking the look or the part. And it's like, I don't care about your series, your movie, whatever the fuck you got going on. I don't care about none of that. I'm not here for any of that. In case you was wondering, when I look back at my journey, I'm like, the universe strategically placed me in people's path and people's life for very specific spiritual, educational reasons. And truth is a two-edged sword. So I was placed there also for my own personal learning and coming into awareness and wisdom. And I'm grateful for all of it. But at some point on our journey, we have to balance things out. We can't be so overly, just egotistically focused on, just the superficial stuff. And a lot of times we learned it. It was learned from our upbringing, who raised us. A lot of time we were raised by people who were just, matrixy and materialistic and superficial. Even sometimes narcissistic, and selfish. It's just like, they valued their love. They measured their love against materialistic things and superficial things, But at some point on our journey, we have to be able to look at the truth of the matter and be like, okay, I took on this belief system, this thought process. I was taught and raised that, only these types of things matter, and only people who fit this type of, criteria matters. And if they don't, then, they're not going to get, the best of me or anything. But it's just like, if that's how you've been spending your life, that means you haven't been developing yourself in the intangible matters. You haven't been developing, a strong sense of self-esteem and a sense of awareness, self-awareness, a strong sense of self, your character. These are moral qualities and excellence, and you're not, disciplined, determined, someone who is of integrity, who can be trusted and loyal. It's like, if we haven't been working on these things and giving focus and energy and investment in developing these things and strengthening and fortifying these things, when we go out into the world and then we trying to connect with people and we're only connecting from a superficial materialistic point of view and basis and criteria metrics, you can't be surprised when you get somebody who is disloyal. All they care about is money, materialistic and superficial shit. All they care about is, earthly pleasures, and that's the devil's playground. That's the devil's arena. The devil rules earthly pleasures. Everything that is pleasurable to the human existence and experience, and we fall into the trap, when we don't have our spiritual priorities in order. But a lot of the time we got to go through, mismanaging and misprioritizing before we can come into, okay, I need to prioritize my soul. My soul needs matter as well than my fleshly carnality. So, yes, it's like we have to start developing our virtues. A virtuous man requires a virtuous woman, and a virtuous woman requires a virtuous man. A virtuous person altogether requires a virtuous other person and parties involved to carry out and to maintain quality connection in relationships and friendships and partnerships of all diversities and all kinds. When you come into your spiritual awakening and awareness, and you realize, and you look up and you look around you, and you look, everybody who your ego picked out, everybody who your ego chose based on the criteria, metrics, and measurement that you lived by, and your soul and your higher self gonna be like, that's not true quality. That is cubic zirconia quality. We need to seek out diamonds that have been pressured through life and have done the work, the internal work, and have gained virtues and strengthened virtues, have healthy levels of morality. They have high qualities and characteristics about them. They have character. Martin Luther King said we judge people based off the content of their character, not by what they got in their pocketbook, not by how good they are in bed, or all this earthly, pleasurable, fleshly, carnal stuff that we give too much of importance. And then we bump our head in life and we realize, I gave too much attention to all that stuff. Yes, you did. But it's okay? Because Big Mama Universe, she's so loving and nurturing and caring. She be like, okay, baby, it's okay. Now you bumped your head. You done lost all your shit. All your shit you got through your ego. All that stuff, you got all that shiny stuff. You was chasing shiny stuff like a 5-year-old in the toy section in the Walmart, in the target. You was just chasing, reaching after. Oh, bless your heart. And so, you know what I'm saying? So now you know, now it's time to come into maturity. Now it's time to come into a mental, emotional, spiritual maturity. Develop strong virtues. Those things are what truly matter. Because it don't matter how much shit you got and how much popularity and fame and clout. Who gives a fuck? I mean, I'm not one of them types of people that care about that type of stuff. At one point in time, I did. You know, until I realized, I'm like, this is hurting me. This is not really helping me, really. You know? And then, you know, I've been mistreated, you know, and bullied a lot, you know, by people who thought like that. And it didn't feel good. It didn't. It did sting. You know, but at the same time, I don't know what, but on the inside of me, the core essence of my soul, I've always been connected to it, and I could feel it. My authenticity, that authenticity part of myself, that part of me knew, like, it's okay, you know, it's all right. They really ain't shit. You the one that's got it right. You the one that's got it together. They gonna have to go figure it out and find and learn, you know, the hard way or another way, whatever. You keep being true to you. I've always been connected to that aspect of myself. I don't know if, I mean, you say my spirit guides, my spirit team, you know, my royal, honorable, benevolent ancestors, you know, my angelic team. I've just always been connected. And I'm so grateful for that. But yeah, like, I didn't compromise. I was just like, okay, whatever, it's all good. You know? But I always knew I was the bomb diggity on the inside. You know, I just needed to pull it out, and I just needed to cultivate it some more and give it more attention. You know? So yeah, we really have to give more attention to, and see what the thing is. A lot of times we don't realize that when we work on and spend more energy and time developing our virtues, it's going to make acquiring the earthly things and experiencing the earthly things easier and better. You know, we'll have more peace of mind, clarity. We won't be out here just chasing and just overly indulging. We'll have discipline, and you know what I'm saying? It helps us become spiritually healthy, spiritually fit. You know, I had made a statement in one of my last videos, in spiritual integrity video. Go check it out. I appreciate the love and support. And I was like, you know, there's people out here who are spiritually out of shape. They're spiritually glutton, spiritually obese, you know, and it's okay. And then there's some who are a little bit more further along, and some are very spiritually fit and healthy. So everybody is, you know, on different timelines or different levels, you know, and it's okay. We just gotta respect each other where each other are in each other's journey. And we also gotta honor and respect and acknowledge when we are becoming spiritually healthy and fortified and strong, and we have to leave behind and leave alone those who want to stay spiritually my 600-pound life. And it's okay. I'm not about to sit here and keep having to push your spiritually overweight ass off the bed and bring you Doritos and unhealthy shit and indulging in the shit with you, when I know deep down on the inside of me it's time for me to grow and elevate, and I've vibrationally outgrown this connection, this experience, and this season and cycle of my life, and it's time for me to move on. I can't be in denial about that. That's why it's like you have to look beyond the person in the the title that you've given them from your ego, because your higher self didn't approve that, but then it kind of did, because you needed to come into knowledge and awareness and wisdom, because you ain't gonna get no wisdom, no other way. But yeah, so you guys to properly manage yourself and have things in order, in divine order. The ego had you on demon time doing demonic shit with other demonic people who was on demon time, or who was just on egotistical time, or whatever, superficial time, whatever the situation was. It's levels, and it's levels to all of this. Just know where you are and be able to recognize where you are in your journey, so you can move accordingly. If it's something time for you to, because anytime it's time for you to learn something new or heal some new things and aspects in your life, the universe will send someone who can help, who can assist you. The universe will properly send someone who can assist you. On your journey. Pardon me. I'm getting notifications. They be throwing me off. But yeah, so I noticed each time it was time for me to go up another level, or to shed some old patterns of thinking, some old beliefs that I needed to let go of, the divine and the universe sent someone to challenge me, who thought a different way, who lived a different way, that was of a high vibration. So you just gotta recognize when this is occurring in your life. You're gonna have people, around you that's just give them some grace. But that don't mean you gotta give in, okay, to their manipulative ways and tactics, because they see that you're growing. You outgrowing them. And so they, their insecurities, their fears, their abandonment issues start to come up to the, surface and bubble up, and it's like, you need to go handle that, because it's time for this situation to come to a close, an end. I just see a license plate right here in the next lane over, say no doubt. All right, that's spirit confirming. No doubt. No doubt, it is what it is. That's truth right there. That's 100 truth right there. So yeah, we have to give more attention and energy and develop ourselves. That's a lot of times we miss out on opportunities and blessings because we haven't been developing. We've been distracted, and a lot of times we be running away from our healing, running away from our transformative. We got to get to a point where we excited to be alchemists and alchemize all our internal fuck shit, so that we can become our greatest, highest, best versions of ourselves, and be baddest and just be out here, dominating. Not dominating others, but dominating in our own life, and not, what I'm saying, being just, what's the word? Subjugated by our poor thinking and our unhealthy toxic emotions and our programming, and that's just not, it doesn't fit who we came here to become and who we know we truly are on the inside. So you have to go through that alchemical personal developmental process. And no matter how long it takes, it ain't no overnight pill, you know. But the sooner you start, I guess I can kind of take that back. As soon as you start telling yourself the truth, okay? The sooner you start telling yourself the truth, I do need to work on that. That's not a not so good attribute I have. You know what? I did adopt that, or I did inherit that from my pappy or my mammy or whatever. Like, you just gotta be honest, okay? That's when the healing and the transformation can take place. You out here lying to yourself, you in denial, you just slowing down the process. A lot of times we've been running away from this process lifetime after lifetime, incarnation from incarnation. And it's like, as soon as you sit your ass down and look at all your internal fuck shit, and look at all your hurt and pain, and all your closed-mindedness and closed-heartedness, the sooner you can expedite this healing process and get closer, one day closer, one moment closer to being your greatest in. It's already been set in your DNA. It's already been designed and mapped out for you before you came to Earth. It's just, as soon as you get to doing the work on what needs to activate on the inside of you, is gonna cut on. It's gonna shut on. As soon as you start acknowledging and looking at the things, the flaws, the ugly parts of you, as soon as you start looking at it for what it is, I get it, because you've been living, we live with masks on, and we go to Party City and get different costumes and skins and whatnot. You got to take all that shit off. The universe, divine, gonna strip you down. You talk to anybody who's going through this process. One of my greatest healing methods that has truly been so transformative and helpful for me has been taking spiritual baths and journaling. Journaling and spiritual baths has been very instrumental in my personal development alchemy. Really has. And some candle magic up in there too, I'm not gonna lie. Not that I'm trying to lie, but some candle magic up in there too. I cast spells on myself, because the spell been casted on me since I was born. So I might as well reverse the fuck shit, right? You can't get mad at me. I'm an alchemist, baby. I'm gonna reverse the curse. That's what I've been sent here to do. And I pull some information from here and there. I get ideas from other alchemists, other wise ones. Because that's all we are. We're wise. We carry a wealth of wisdom that has followed us and carried us over lifetime from lifetime. That is what a true wizard or a witch is. A wise person, a wise woman, a wise man. So you got to be your own high priest, your own high priestess. You got to heal yourself. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people out here have qualified themselves to be these titles when they are unqualified, because they didn't go through the proper personal alchemical process. So there goes that. And it'll definitely reveal itself as you forward and go forward, because before you can even be any help to anybody else, you have to have transformed yourself. You haven't gone through a proper the qualified transformational process, and you out here calling yourself a spiritualist and a practitioner, and you out here reading cards and reading crystal balls and whatever you doing. Some people that you didn't go through the proper initiation process. You have to be properly initiated, because you got all that darkness on the inside of you. You haven't acknowledged. Guess what's gonna come out? Just a whole bunch of darkness. Your heart is cold and dark. Your mind is closed-minded. You haven't gained enough wisdom through life or lifetime from lifetime. You're going to be out here misguiding people and misdirecting people. You just want, a lot of people just want, the title and the position without putting the required work in. That's like somebody not going through the proper training and education to become a doctor. And, I'm talking about in the Western world, and, I'm talking about, in this Western world way, not doing, they trying to cheat and cut corners, and then they not gonna let you do that. These people know what they doing. You have to go through proper training, okay? And you haven't gone through that. It's the same thing with the universe. The universe is not gonna give you no stamp, no title, no power. You could be gifted, it's all out. This went in another way. I guess that needed to be said. But yeah, so we have to. Well, I guess it relates, because you have to do your inner work. You gotta stop running from it. Stop delaying it. Stop running from it. Because that is what's gonna make you equipped to be, the powerful spiritual person that you was meant to be. I just can't fathom not doing the work. I understand very well that, I see the bigger picture. Like, if this is not done, it's not going to be good moving forward. Personal development is important. You gotta work on it, anytime you feel some type of pushback on the inside of you, that is what needs to be worked on. That is what needs to be healed and fixed. Journaling, definitely. Journaling, spiritual baths, them two things really, really are a good place to start for personal healing and transmutation and alchemizing yourself. Because when you write to yourself, you're telling yourself the truth. I use a lot of different resources. I Google some things, helpers, my spirit guides, my angels. I allow my royal honorable ancestors to guide me, and I trust them. When they present me with, I don't care if it's a book on Amazon or it's, another spiritualist, somebody that has wisdom, that has also been initiated properly, or it could be some tips and advice that I stumble on Pinterest. I really like Pinterest. There's a lot of smart, wise, intelligent people have contributed to a lot of information on Pinterest. Shout out to Pinterest. So I trust where I'm guided to and where I'm led, because I know I'm protected. So all the virtues within me line up with how I go about my healing process, my life, the things that I'm working towards and manifesting. It all is a reflection of the inner virtues that I possess. I trust my divine guidance. I trust my intuitive guidance. I trust the guidance of, and the protection of my angels, and, I trust my wise counsel of, because I'm telling you, man, humans, when humans disappoint you and fail you, you're going to have to turn to something higher than the human level that you have access to. I'm telling you. Because it can be disappointing and heartbreaking. I mean, a lot of times they need the same help you need. So, that's that, friends and family. My fellow alchemists, continue to alchemize your best life and continue healing, becoming your most healed, highest versions of you, so that you can be the effective manifester and masters of yourself that you need to be. So you ain't out here faking and phonying like some of the other ones. But we're not gonna tear them up today. We wish them the best. God bless them. All right. Be the Alchemist signing off. Take care. Continue to work on your internal virtues, because that is where the true treasures lie.